Struggling to get your local business ranked on Google Maps? We've all been there. Hello, my name is Christian. I have ranked hundreds of Google business profiles using advanced SEO tactics. Actually, most recently we helped rank this business right here. It was a local service company, a psychiatry actually. We almost tripled their lead flow. And in this video right here, I'll be explaining you exactly how I did that. By the end of this video, you'll have a perfect 3-step blueprint that you can take for your business, execute the same exact strategy, the same standard operating procedures, so you can rank your local company as well. Now let's begin. So in this video, we're going to cover 3 specific points. We're going to start with your Google business profile, then we're going to move on to your website, and then for the third part, we're going to move down to link building and what that entails. These are the 3 core fundamental pillars of every local SEO campaign. And let's move on to main point number 1, which is your Google business profile. This part should be pretty straightforward. You have to make sure that every part of the Google business profile is optimized. For example, your categories, they make a big difference. And this is where you have to make sure that your primary category aligns perfectly with what you do. What do I mean by that? If you are a podiatrist, then you have to put podiatrist as the primary category, not medical clinic. If you're a psychiatrist, your primary category should say psychiatrist, not mental health service. Obviously, you can have those as a secondary category, but you have to make sure that your primary category relates very closely to what you do and also what your customers search. Further down from here, try to fill up everything that you can possibly can. There might be some sections that you might have a little bit of trouble. For example, whether or not your place provides parking or not. So if something is not very clear, simply do not fill it, but please try to fill as much as possible. And that includes your description, your date of opening, your address, your service area, obviously, and something else that I wanted to mention. If you show your address to Google, guess what? You rank higher actually on average. Why? Because Google trusts you more. Having a visible address actually tells Google that you're invested in your business and you have actually bought a real physical location. Therefore, Google will trust you more. So this is something definitely to keep in mind moving forward. Next, after you finished adding all the pertinent information on your Google business profile, do not forget to add your services. So for example, if you're a plumber, this is pretty straightforward. You know, there's faucet repair, there's drain cleaning, and so on and so forth. If you are a clinic, it might not be so clear. That's where you have to click add services and you have to add something custom that relates to what you do. If you're a podiatrist, for example, you would have something like maybe toenail removal. If you're a TRT clinic, you could probably have something like hormone monitoring or blood panels, right? So make sure those are filled out. Obviously, you don't want to be spammy. You don't want to add 100 services unless you actually have 100 services, but 10 to 20 would be ideal. By the way, if you want to learn how to do all of this in detail, then you should definitely join our local SEO Academy, link down below in the description. Now, I'll leave this part with one nice trick. When you write your description on your Google business profile, make sure that on the first sentence, you add your address and your business name. Why? Because when your Google business profile gets propagated to other sites, copied and referenced, they will use that description. And when the initial description has your address, that counts as an unstructured citation. So there you go. That's a nice little nifty trick. Now let's move on to point number 2, and that is your website. So here, one of the first things you need to do is you need to make sure that your landing page, your Google business profile landing page, which is most likely your homepage, make sure that the title matches your primary category and your city. Let me give you an example. If you're a fence company in Austin, Texas, your title should be something along the lines of this: Fence Company Austin dash your brand, maybe A1 Fences or whatever else it could be. Next up is you have to edit your H1 title. That's your header 1 title. So on your website, when Google starts crawling it, one of the first things it reads is your title, which is your page title, and then your header 1 title. These 2 factors are quite important. So on the header 1 title, what you want to do is you want to add the same exact thing or very similar to your title, meaning that you need your primary category, fence company in this case, and your city, which is Austin. And next, quite simply, we need some content. So what I would do is I would have at least 400 words of content on the landing page, specifically the homepage of your Google business profile, just to make sure it's nice and filled up. The next two steps are actually quite straightforward. You've created a bunch of category pages and you've created a bunch of service pages. This is where you have to actually talk about these pages. So let's say you have a category page called medical clinic, right? In this case, you would create a separate page on your site called medical clinic Austin, or whatever your city is. And then you would talk about the services that you do in that specific page. Secondarily, now you have your service pages as well. So let's just say you had a service page called blood panel. In this case, what you'd have to do is create a page on your site called blood panels Austin, right? And then in there, you would mention neighborhoods, you would mention your service, you'd mention your brand, and also a nice map embed for people to easily find you. Home service company, it's exactly the same thing. You simply create a service page saying exactly what you do. So maybe it could be fence installation. So you would say something along the lines of fence installation Austin, and then you would talk about the fence installation process. And main point number 3, which is the link building. First of all, you have to make sure that you have all your directory listings active and in order. What do I mean by that? Directory listings are things such as Yelp, such as Apple Maps, such as Bing, such as Yellow Pages. What you have to do is make sure that your business is present in all of these directory listings that are available online. Obviously, there's some more important ones, but ideally, I would do all of them. Another trick to link building is actually link exchanges. You can contact other businesses in your area and you can ask them to be featured in their website. Simply getting a link from them is quite powerful. And the reason it's quite powerful is because these are real local websites and it gives Google a lot of context. And the final step here is the power link. So let's say you finished all the service pages. Let's say you finished all the category pages. Now what I would suggest is using a power link for all those new pages you've created. This way you can tell Google that these pages are important so they can actually get indexed faster, but also transfer authority. Because remember, those interlinked service pages and category pages you've created, they will transfer SEO authority all over your site. So definitely take advantage of that. By the way, we do sell these power links as well in the store. Link in the description to find them. And this is exactly the playbook that I use to pretty much almost triple the call leads this psychiatry was receiving per month. Now from here, you have a few choices. You've gotten a good idea on how to execute the strategy through this very helpful video. But if you need more coaching on executing this strategy to the T to your clients or your business, then you can definitely join our local SEO Academy where we talk about these advanced strategies on a daily basis. Or if you want me and my team to execute this same strategy for your business, simply go down below and book a call now. Both links are in the description. Now, if you want to learn more about local SEO, then you should definitely check out this next video right here.